Oh, this Randy, your sewing machine, man. What we're looking at is a white model of 1919. They call it the Heavy Duty. It's made in Taiwan. It's one of their nicer machines. And although it has an alloy frame and some non-metal parts, it's a good little machine. It's not one I would call heavy duty because you know my definition is cast iron and all steel. But compared to what was going on at the time with plastic gears, this has a nylon drive gear, which proves to be pretty good. This is still running real well. But the only way you can break those is by overpowering it. Of course, let's see, the hook assembly was all chingered up and the needle plate was chingered up. And of course, I had to mitigate that. Let's go to this here and see that. Okay, we're looking at the one of the original white heavy duties. Back when they first started doing the heavy duty thing, White started this, and then they did the jeans machine and all that. But this little guy, of course, it says heavy duty, so some people are sewing on denim and what have you. And what usually results is like this is your hook assembly. And you can see, let's see if we can get close enough here to see this. Right there, that gets banged up. You can see what that's supposed to be smooth as glass there. Or in this case, it's smooth, it's chrome, and it's banged up because the needle's been deflecting onto it. And of course, accompanying that is always the needle plate as well. So the needle plate gets chinged up. You can see the needle's taking a direct hit there. Boom. And that all has to be taken care of. What we're going to do is we're going to mitigate that, and our clutch is out of whack. We got it taken apart, put it back together, maybe from the factory, I don't know, but we're going to get all that taken care of, and we'll put it back together and watch it go. This is going to be what we call a routine tune-up on a good little machine. It's when they started putting the nylon gears. You can see it hiding back here. It's a little nylon gear action there, but at least it's not plastic, it's nylon. And it will break, and usually it'll break if someone forces the hand wheel. The machine won't break it itself. The needle will just go down and hit and stop, and then, of course, when you grab the hand wheel and force it through something, that's what usually breaks the gear or the handle. But anyhow, we're going to do this, and we'll continue in a moment. Okay, now, after we've done that, we have to do the hook and needle plate. We have to fix them up and get them going, and I'll show you how I do that. Okay, we fix up this hook assembly. Take our diamond embedded needle file here. It's got little diamond bits bonded to that. If you just use a metal one, you'll just be making high-pitched music and you'll get no results, because the hardest thing you're going to file on is chrome. And it's chrome plated. You can see now it's got a real nice smooth finish. Well, right there where my thumbnail is, it used to be really pitted. It was really deep. So I put the jeweler's wheel on it after I use the file. After the file, then go to the jeweler's wheel and get it nice and shiny. And then we go to the needle plate where the needle plate was chewed up. I'll get over here where the camera is. And we right there, you can see where took the grooves out, polished that in the back, and kind of put a little bevel on it, so next time the needle hits it, it won't ding it, it'll just glance off, and put it on a jeweler's wheel and polish it out. So it's imperative that there's no snags or burrs there. That has to be clean and smooth, and you hit it first with the file, and come back and polish it out on the jeweler's wheel, and then that takes care of those two things. Now we're going to get this clutch straightened out. Okay. We got the clutch straightened out, just a matter of taking it off, loosening the set screw, backing it off, and taking the clutch and put it in the right perspective, so the two inside prongs are pointing out, and we got it so the stop motion screw stops right prior to the ear on it, and I have a video on that, how to put that back together. It's one of my most popular videos because you take those apart, put it back together, they go together 4 different ways. One works, the other 3 doesn't, and the odds are against you. So look at that video. But that's taking care of that. Now we'll get it sewing here in a moment. Okay, as far as getting it back together, you always have to make sure that the hook race area is wiped out good. You want to wipe it, scrape it, make sure there's no rough spots. Maybe even wipe it off with some emery cloth or some crocus cloth, get it smooth in there. Wipe it out real good, bathe it with oil, wipe it again, and put oil in it. Put your hook back in, put your snap on your retainer rings. I have a video on how to put it all back together, and then you thread it up and see if it's going to sew. And quite often, if you've done everything properly, here's your result. Had to change the needle, of course, because the needle banged on everything. It was beat up pretty bad. So it turned out to be a nice little machine. It's going to go back to the customer tomorrow, and she'll be back in business. Okay, so that's what we do with this little guy. We clean it, oil it, polish everything up, set the clutch, and adjust the tension. And next thing you know, you got a little machine that's ready to go. I have it all the shrouds and everything taken off. I'll put all those back on. But if you can get a hold of one of these, I'd recommend it. But just because it says heavy duty, don't fall for that. It's not an industrial sewing machine. You can't sew with 69 nylon. You can't sew the things that you'd associate with heavy duty in my mind, but it's better than most. It's probably better than average. Right now, it's probably in the 75 percentile of a good machine. If you can find one of these, it's clean and everything's with it, and you got the wiring and the foot control and the bobbin case, you can probably buy these for a couple $100 or less used, and they're nice little machines. I wouldn't mind selling you one myself if I had a bunch of them. This belongs to a customer, and she'll be getting it back tomorrow. So, white, model 1919. They call it the heavy duty, made in Taiwan. 15 class operation. Not a bad little machine. If you can get one, grab it.